Hey guys, Carrie here. I'm out of iced tea, so I need to make more iced tea, but it's 3:30 in the morning and there are people next door sleeping, so I'm going to try to not talk too loud, but I'm going to show you guys how to make Texas sweet tea. Ready? Let's go. So, first thing you want to do is plug in the coffee maker. You want to unplug any device that creates heat. So when you're done making the iced tea with the coffee maker, you want to unplug it. Same thing with toasters, anything that makes heat. So let's plug in the coffee maker. So I'm using a coffee maker. It's a Mr. Coffee maker. There are things that are very similar to this to make iced tea. You know, they're iced tea makers, but they're essentially the same thing as a coffee maker. So, no filter in the part here. This is where you would normally put your coffee filter, but we're using tea bags, so there's no reason for a filter. You can see how much tea I've made in this thing. The coffee maker and the tea pitcher, you don't want to clean them too often. I mean, you clean them every once in a while, but when you clean them, it makes a bad taste for the first brew. It's a thing. I mean, even going all the way back to the British and tea, you know, you don't clean the teapot because I don't know, it makes it taste weird for the first batch. Water for the teapot. So I rinse the teapot out after each one and at the beginning as well. Fill that with water. It's got the markings on the side there, 10 cups, somewhere between 10 and 12 cups. You don't want to go too full because then it overflows in the coffee maker. Pour that in. Alright. The tea. Lipton black tea. This is cool. They're individually wrapped. There's like, I think 3 or 4 of these in here. So this one here is already open. So keep it fresh. So you want to get three tea bags. So you're going to put 3 of these in there. Let's put it to where the string overhangs the outside of the where the coffee filter would be. All right. Put the lid down. Coffee pot in and press start. All right. So I'm going to put the tea back in. Keep it fresh. Back in the cupboard, and tea pitcher out of the refrigerator. So I just finished with a batch, and the tea pitcher has been in the refrigerator. So I mean, it may be a little bit dirty. I'm going to rinse it out, but I'm not going to actually clean it. I'll only clean it every once in a while, but first I want to rinse this thing off. And I like to set this on top of the coffee maker so it gets really hot. So kind of get sterilized. Meanwhile, I'm going to rinse out the tea pitcher. So next we're going to put the sugar in. So I have a scoop here. This is a half cup. So for real Texas sweet tea, you probably want to put at least a cup of sugar. I've recently been diagnosed with diabetes, so I'm not really supposed to have sugar at all. So I now only use half a cup. But prior to that, I would have used like 2 of these scoops and maybe a little bit more. When I was a little kid growing up in Texas, me and my brothers, when we would make it, we would easily put 2 cups of sugar. I mean, you could see the sugar in the bottom of the tea pitcher when it was done. But yeah, so anywhere from half a cup to a full cup of sugar. So I've put that in the tea pitcher, and so then when the tea is ready, you pour the hot tea over the sugar, and that actually melts the sugar. Alright, so there it is. So I've turned the coffee maker off, and there's the tea. And so this is kind of a concentrate, and it's hot. So we're now going to pour this over the sugar that's in the gallon tea pitcher. So that filled the tea pitcher up about halfway. So now we're going to fill this up again with just water and then pour that in as well. And so I like to pour the water in as a big swoosh, and that way I don't have to stir it, because just the swooshing action stirs it up for me. We'll rinse this off with cold water because it's really hot now. And there you go, 1 gallon of Texas sweet tea. So now just the washing up. Unplug the coffee maker. Dispose of the tea bags. Rinse the coffee filter holder out. And then I put that upside down to dry. And the coffee pot in there, and the heat from the coffee pad, now that it's off, just the residual heat will dry the coffee pot. Now you've got your tea. You might want to pour you a cup while it's warm and drink that. Or you can put ice in the cup and pour it over. When it's hot like that, it does melt a lot of the ice. But so now I'm going to put this in the fridge and have me a drink of the warm tea. It tastes kind of like the tea you get in a Chinese restaurant. That's good stuff. Texas iced tea, sweet iced tea.